All right, good afternoon. John McLaughlin here with the 1 p.m. Crossfire pair strategy. And currently on the charts we have Euro CAD, Euro USD, GBP CAD and GBP USD. So first thing I want to do is go to the 15-minute time frame and put our trend lines on. So put that on the 1300. So yeah, as I said yesterday, it's starting to, it's beginning to look like Christmas, but it's starting to get a bit choppy with the markets. Everything's really been affected because of the time of year. So pretty much the markets, they do what they want, okay, but we just react accordingly. So what I'm doing here, I'm just going to take off the indicators. That makes it a little bit cleaner so I can see, okay, and we'll do that on all four pairs. So Euro USD, come down to the 15-minute, take away the indicators for now, just to make it nice and clean. Do like a nice clean chart. So what we'll do is put these trend lines on in readiness, and I'll show you where to put them when we first start the session. We'll leave it on the 15-minute because they get placed on the 15-minute time frame. Okay, back onto the 15 here. Couple of trend lines on there. Alright, so GBP USD is the last one, 15-minute, no it isn't, so we've done it, no that's it, yeah. Okay, 15 minutes on there, we'll take off the indicators so we can see a bit clearer. And then what I'll do, we'll go and have a look at imbalance and see what's happened over the course of the last 24 hours. Wasn't really much happening yesterday. We had I think we took a little sneaky trade, but I don't think there was much really happening. So look at this nice big push, look, from 10.15, big push, taking out this imbalance all the way up there, probably going to take out that imbalance as well. Okay, so this imbalance now has been mitigated, that's gone. This imbalance down here has been mitigated, that's gone. We'll take off these areas of interest previously, and I'll keep that imbalance on because it's not quite been taken out yet. Got a tiny little bit of an area there. So yeah, in terms of imbalance on the 15-minute stacks, all this is imbalance. Okay, pretty much all of it. So we'll come down to here. I'll just put the template on that says imbalance. You don't always need that, but like I said, I always say, like, I'm a visual person, so I like to see stuff. Right, what else have we got here? Imbalance from here. Put them in a nice little straight line. What else we got? Any imbalance up here? No, that's it for now. See how it's just pipped up, or the wicked up, just taking that imbalance out. So what else have we got in terms of imbalance? Fair old bit. Looks like we've got some more up here, look. Oh, for goodness sake. A little bit on there. Yeah, we'll leave that for now. Right. Okay. Right. Good. Let's go to Euro USD. That'll be a similar situation. This imbalance has been mitigated. So yet to take up this or take out this imbalance up here, but we've got plenty of imbalance down here. There. So top of that, or bottom of the wick to the top of this wick. And you know, I always like it when you can put things like something as simple as imbalance and the trend lines and just real simple stuff, and you just watch how the price respects these different areas, and I tell you what, it gives you a lot of confidence when it comes to learning trading, understanding price action, and just seeing, you know, why does price do what it does? Why does price sometimes stop at different areas? And that's what you want to know. And you want to learn it for yourself. As I always say, you know, don't rely on indicators, just rely on learning your trade. And this is a trade after all. Right, what else have we got? Maybe we got anything down below. So this has been taken out. Yeah, it was taken out earlier. I'll leave that for now. Right, take out this area of interest, and we'll wait until I've got 13:09, so I've got a few minutes yet before we put the trend lines on. So we've got a massive move here. Remember, this was yesterday morning when the price moved. So we'll take out these. See what we've got in terms of imbalance down here. It's always nice to tidy them up. I put them on over there, so these little blue dots aren't in the way of seeing the tops and the bottoms of the wicks. So where's price right now? So let's just move that. I'll put that there. Okay, what else have we got? Tiny bit there. Not very much, but it's still there, so let's put it on.
You've got mail.
Okay. Right, GBP USD, let's just do that one, that's the last one. So again, imbalance in a similar place. Currently it's there, so we know this is imbalance. We can clearly see that, and price is going down. So you put imbalance on here, you're going to end up moving it, or so I'm going to put it lower. I'm going to put the imbalance on here. There we go. In fact, you know what? I'll just disregard exactly what I've just said. Put the imbalance on here, look. We know it's taking it out, but again, it gives us a visual. Right, what else have we got? Got all that imbalance up here, look. Right, next thing we'll go and check the news. So I've got a MyFX book. I do MyFX book and also Forex Factory, but This one's better. I like this one. Canadian news, high impact, high impact, high impact. High impact on the USD. So we're not doing anything for a while. We're going to find out what's going to happen. Loads of news. Okay. And you can guess what's going to happen, can't you? I know you're saying what. Okay. Well, all sorts could happen. But it looks like, you know, we've got all this imbalance to take out. So price may well go up to here. It may well come all the way back down to here again. Okay. I can see some fairly big moves being played today. So we'll just have to wait and see, have a look, do our analysis, and then just react accordingly. Alright, loads of imbalance. So have we got anything there? We have got imbalance here, but right. What have we got? 13, 14. How long have we got until we can put 15 seconds until we can put the trend lines on. So all we do, really simple. Okay, we're looking for the higher high next to this candle. This is the 1300 candle. Where's the higher high? Is there one before the start of the session? This is the start of the session. There isn't one, so we put it horizontal. So we put a magnet tool on, go over to there, put it horizontal, hit the mouse, shift, bring it down, and there we go. That's horizontal. Okay, and then we'll just move this out of the way. So we have, where's the lower low to this one? Well, it's the one next to it, or the one, it's this one here. Okay, and then we're going to bring the trend line up to the bottom of the wick. There we go, that's it, we're done. Okay, put this back on for 2 minutes, put that back on, put that indicator back on, and we're good to go. Now we're just waiting and analysing and seeing what's going on. Do the same for all four. Right, there's our candle. The higher high is the one next to it. I'll just turn that one and make it green. Magnet tool goes on, makes it a little bit easier, just snaps to the different areas that we want. And then this is going to come all the way down to the top of that wick. There we go. The lower low for this one is just touching, it's just this green one here, a green wick, and we'll put this one just there. Okay, that's it. Right, put it on for 2 minutes, put the indicators back on, and then we'll just wait and see what happens. Right, GBP CAD, did I? Okay. Magnet tool, excuse me, magnet tool on, higher high is the red candle next to it, that one there. Currently absolutely perfect on the pivot line. Okay, this one, the lower low, it's the red candle. We'll use that one. There we go. Let's just make sure it's accurately placed. Yeah, that's right. Alright, 2 minutes, and that's going to go on to there. Good. Alright, GBP USD. We've got the higher high. This is the right one? 1300, yeah. Higher high is the one next to it. Straight onto there. You see how if you don't put your magnet tool on, you're kind of messing around. It's like, oh, is it on, is it not? Okay, if you put the magnet tool on, boom, easy. And this comes all the way down to there. Okay, this one, the lower low, is the green candle to there and there. Put it on for 2 minutes, back on there, that's all good. Right, we're good to go. So let's go and analyze. Let's go and see what's happening. Right. So right now, okay, we are currently below the trend line, okay, which is what we want. Okay, if we're going to look at potential sells, then we want the price to go below the red trend line and potential buys above the green. Currently it's going below, and a little bit of air as well, okay, a little bit of a gap. If you can see that bit of a gap in between the trend line, that's always a good sign. And the next thing we need to know is, okay, if we're going to consider a sell, how far can it potentially go? Okay, so currently where we are right now is there. Let me just take the magnet tool off. Currently there, okay, down to that pivot line is 6 pips, down to the 62 green moving average is 8, and to the top of that imbalance is 16. Okay, so there are a fair few things in the way, okay, little obstacles, and at any line the price can either bounce or break. Okay, so at the pivot line the price could come down and bounce off it and continue to bounce off it. It could bounce off the 62 moving average, it can bounce off the imbalance, and it can do the same with this one. This is the 200 moving average. So what we're going to do, we're just going to bide our time. Okay, and as you can see, it's currently messing around on this line. Yesterday we had one of the trades, it just went up over very slowly over the day, and it just went up and it just respected the trend line. It went up for the buy, okay, but it just shows you how these lines are significant. All right, so we'll leave that a bit, leave that a while. Currently this trade, or this pair, Euro USD, is in what we call no man's land. It's sort of in between the two trend lines. Okay, so you either want a good break to the upside or a break to the downside, and then we can kind of assess what's going to happen and the potential pitfalls. We always talk about pitfalls and what could happen in the worst case scenario in trading anyway. Okay, so here we've got the price above the green trend line. Okay, the moving averages are very much clustered together. The 200 moving average is down here, the blue one, and we've got the 62 here, but other than that they're all fairly well condensed in that area. So what I would like to see is, if we were looking at a potential buy, I would want price to go above the green trend line. The PSAR is currently flipped, so you can see the PSAR, the stop and reverse, parabolic stop and reverse was red. It's now flipped to green, so it's going okay. Maybe it's lining up for a buy. But in terms of our indicator, the straightforward Forex indicator, currently we're in a wave down, so we're not even going to consider anything until we get a wave up. All right, just first and foremost. Wadarata. This is the Wadarata. This is the histogram. Okay, and currently we've got lots of red. Okay, the red is sort of getting smaller in volume. As you can see, it's getting less and less. We've got the explosion line. Here, this red line, it's white. Why did I say red? White line, okay, and when it's pulling away from the dead zone, which is this blue area with these yellow lines, that indicates a little bit of strength. So the darker red is strength, the price moving away, okay, or the line moving away from that dead zone indicates strength, and then obviously the salmony pink is a bit weaker, okay, and now what we've got this explosion line moving back towards the dead zone, which is showing a bit more weakness. Okay, so we're just going to wait and see what's going on. Okay, and essentially what our ATAR will do, it will just confirm what you can see in the candles. Okay, so if you can read candles and you kind of understand what's happening, this is just an additional confirmation. It's almost like adds to your confidence. It adds those stacks of probability. Okay, and that's really what you want when you're trading, just additional stacks of probability. What I'll do, these blue lines, okay, these are just areas of interest, previous highs, previous lows, where price may well go to, and I always put those in when we're considering a trade. But currently, right now, with this, it's above the trend line. But again, what have we got coming up? We've got news coming up. Okay, high impact news at 13:30. So I'm not going to be really interested in getting anything until the news has passed, because there's so much news. I think there's going to be quite some significant moves, and the market's become totally unstable, unreliable, completely volatile, and sometimes you just don't know what you're doing. It's almost like when you first learn in trading, it's almost like the goalie, stood in front of the goal waiting for the penalty. He doesn't know where the ball's going to go. He just flings himself to one side or the other, and if he saves the ball, then it's more luck than anything else. So and it's the same with this, high impact news. When you get a bit more advanced, then there's certain things you can do, but right now what I would say is just stay out the trades until that news passes. So Euro CAD, again, nothing major happening. What I'll do, I'll put a 13:30 line on there, and I'll just put high news. Okay, it's just a little template I've got, and obviously it doesn't show up because it's not USD. In fact, yeah, it's CAD, isn't it? It's CAD. It should be showing up. Yeah, it's not showing up, is it? Never mind. Right. Okay, so that's that on there anyway. Euro USD. Okay, we'll put a line on here. Again, and sometimes before you get the news, you get sideways movements, consolidation, where people are taking the same advice I've just given you, which is stay out of a trade, wait until the news hits and then passes, and then the markets die down. And what you'll find sometimes is that as the market approaches the news, you'll get fake outs. Okay, so you'll get movement to one side or another, just to try and entice people to put trades on, to put their stop losses in, and then those stop losses are almost like take order levels for the banks to liquidate the market. And once they've liquidated the market, they take everybody out the stop losses, and they can then go and put the trade in their direction, and that's what they do. Okay, but as long as you know that's what they do, you can trade around it, trade intelligently. Okay, GP CAD. Yeah, nothing happening really here. 13:30. Put that on there. So again, this is like lots of sideways movements. Everything's kind of congested around there. It's crazy, apart from the 200 moving average. Okay, so yeah, just gonna sit tight and wait. And what have we got? We've got less than 4 minutes until the news hits, and then we'll see what's going to happen. But if you look at the Wadarata, or if you look at the first thing we look at is the wave. The wave, currently we're in a wave down, okay, and you can see the wave format here, the candles, they're in a wave down, they're red. Okay, they started nice and long, okay, and then as the volume gets less, those candles get less and less and less. And sometimes when you're in a trade, you can look at those wave candles and it will tell you, or it will give you an indication of whether to stay in a trade or not. Excuse me a second. So it can just give you an additional confirmation as to, okay, I'm in this trade, shall I get out, shall I not? And when you're in a trade and you've calculated it and you've got your 1 to 2 risk to reward, you don't really want to be altering the trade because you base it on an emotional decision. Okay, so what I would say is that even though these candles can tell you, okay, yeah, I can stay in trade, and sometimes, as you know, you know, if we look at something like here, for example, where you've got loads of imbalance, without the news being a factor, price could continue all the way down. And if that's going to be the case, and you're thinking, well, maybe I can take profits and additional profits from take profit 1, 2 and 3 and move my stop loss accordingly, so I'm locking those profits in, then you can use something like the wave candles, okay, to keep you in, as long as you lock in those profits. Okay, that's really important, locking those profits along the way. All right. Right, so what we've got, less than 2 minutes for this news to kick in. Okay, GBP CAD, again nothing happening. It's all the same. It's all just sideways movement until this news hits. Again, talking about those advanced features with news, okay, are we thinking that a price is going to shoot all the way down? Okay, remember yesterday where it shot down in like a second? So what could we possibly do? Well, we could possibly put a trade in both directions. Okay, managed with a trade manager. Okay, and so it stops us out when it goes up. Okay, but then we take big profits on the way down. That's one thing you possibly can do, but it's risky if you don't know what you're doing and if you don't really understand any numbers. You know, so when you first get involved in trading, you're first getting started, just do one trade and really understand the numbers. And if you're going to use a trade manager, and I always say, you know, you want to be looking at a trade manager if you're doing scalping, because sometimes by the time you've put your numbers in and gone to the MT4 and punched the numbers in and hit, you know, buy or sell or whatever, then the trade's moved and you're too late. Okay, so you can see how this is starting to push up. Okay, so is this like a fake out from the banks going, come on, the price is going up, it's okay? So I'm looking at this thinking, you know, is all this imbalance going to be taken out in one foul swoop? Okay, which, you know, can and does happen. 44 pips, it's only half of what happened yesterday. Okay, so what have we got on the time? Right, 4 seconds left. Let's see what's going to happen. Yeah, it's gone down a little bit. Bearing in mind this is Euro CAD, so let's got Euro USD. You see, look what they've done. They've pushed it all the way down. They've taken out those stop losses that were here, and then they've pushed it back up. Okay, so they know what's happening. The banks can see the stop losses. Okay, we can't see people's stop losses, but they can. So they use it to their advantage. And so, you know, they have to, because they have to liquidate the markets in order to trade, because they're dealing with so much money. Okay, so yeah, let's push the price all the way down, let's push the price all the way up, and let's bring it back, and then you'll start to see moves in the direction that they want to take it in, which looks like it's going to be taking out some of this imbalance. But right now, all we do is, you know, as retail traders, we're just going to sit on our hands, just watch. Okay, as I always like to say, it's like, you know, someone's been in a room with a flamethrower and currently the room is on fire, and you know, the last thing you want to do is rush in there and try and save your prized laptop. Okay, just leave it in there. Okay, because you'll get burned. Right, so GP CAD, what's happened there? Very similar, coming down to the downside. Okay, so it's hit this 200 moving average. Currently the 200 moving average is resistance under normal circumstances, okay, and also the top of the imbalance is also resistance as well. But are we going to see, you know, price coming down? Quite possibly. Let's look at the Euro CAD. So Euro CAD's starting to come down. This is kind of interesting. I know we're still kind of reeling from the news, but if we look at the pips, or measure this from here down to this moving average is 14 pips. So let's say if we're going to go short on this position, let's put it there. Look. So if you went somewhere, I mean, ideally, safe would be above the trend line, but that's kind of 10 pips away. But remember, the area of imbalance is going to be a fairly significant area, and this area here is quite significant. Okay, because that's where price has previously been to. Look, it's there and over here. So if that's going to be a resistance area. So if we were going to do this, a good place to put it would be above this candle, okay. And where would we get a 1 to 2? If it's just above, well, that's kind of quite tasty. In terms of the numbers, okay. In terms of whether we get in the trade or not, well, it's going back for the sell, okay. So the numbers work for this strategy. It would have been nice to, take profits a little bit above the 200 moving average, where it's just on it, okay. But again, we're not in the trade. We're still going to be waiting for this, okay, because price has gone to reverse. Currently, we're in the wave down, okay. The PSAR is still green, although saying that it's just flip. Look, so that's typical. So the PSAR's flipped. The Wadarata is showing the pink, so it's weak. Okay, the explosion line is kind of level, I would say, and there you go. It's going back up to the upside. So even though the numbers kind of worked out for that, we've still got to wait a little bit longer to find out what's going to happen on that sell. And this is still news. Okay, so we're still reading from the news. So really, the markets are still volatile and still unpredictable because of that. Okay, and there we go. Look. So this candle, let's take your stop loss out here. Let's take your stop loss out there. Thanks very much. You've now all lost. Okay, and now we're going to go and take the price to where we want it. And this is what happens all the time. So where has price previously been? So price is it just, it hasn't, it's just wicked out. Yeah, so it's taken out that imbalance. So it could well, price could well end up going to that pivot line. So we've got the 15-minute time frame. So there's the pivot line, okay. And if you look left, you can see here, this is where price kind of went to, this area here, and the previous highs, okay. However, if you were to take a buy on this, then you would look at these highs, and you would put the area, you would put it conservatively. You wouldn't put it at the top of the wicks. Let me just make that a bit bigger so you can see. So you wouldn't put your price up here and you go, well, that price went to there, so that's got to be my take profit level. Okay, you look at this area here, okay, and this area just there is much better because we've got a tap here, okay, all these have tapped it, got taps here, okay, that's nice, all right. And if we looked at a little bit lower, okay, there, taps here, in fact probably a little bit lower even still. That's better. Somewhere around that. Okay, and the more you put on, the more, and there's a significant area, look, just around here. So this is the body of the candle. In fact, take it down to the body, because if you're going for buys, you want to be conservative. So you can see we've come down to the body on here, and that's brought us down to the body on there. That's a lot more accurate. I like that. That's a good area. Okay. So we'll bring this one, where are we at now? About there. Right. So how does that reflect our current price? Okay, so now we've got our areas of interest, okay, and we look at these, we measure it, okay, 4 pips to there, 9 pips to there, and then 11 pips going up to the pivot line, okay. And then we've just got to say, okay, what is happening in the market? Is there a possibility that price would want to go up to there? Okay, and currently you've got this nice big candle. Again, this is the Euro USD. So we had 1330 news. Did I put that on? Yeah, I did. Okay, 1330 news, where the price was manipulated. Then it went up. Then it went up even further. And now what it's doing, it's just starting to get a little bit indecisive. These candles with the big wicks and the little bodies, they're called doji candles or indecision candles. Okay, but I think, you know, looking at that, price may well want to go up. So again, it's just down to weighing up the different factors. And again, if you look at the way we trade this with the trend line, we want price to come up and we want clear air, okay, with any line that we get. So now we've got our area of interest. What we want now is clear air before we consider anything to the upside, okay, because this area clearly is offering support and resistance. Resistance for the buys, and it'll be support for the sells once it breaks through. Right, let's have a look at GBP CAD. Now this is interesting because look at that, it's right at that area of imbalance. And if we look at the 15-minute, where did price go? Well, we had this massive push yesterday morning, okay, took all that, created all that imbalance. Are we now going to see a reversal of that imbalance? Okay, and I would suspect you may. Okay, so we're past the 200 moving average. If we're going to go long on this, there's a long, okay. Then we've got somewhere below the pivot is always nice. I mean, we're 8.6 pips. Okay, but let's go below the moving average. Okay, so we're 9.7 pips, and a 1 to 2 on this, okay, it's only there. Okay, and again, if you look at the imbalance as a line, as the trend line, we're going to want, we've got, oh yeah, I'm on the 15-minute, sorry. There we go. Okay, right, that's better, because now we haven't quite got the clear air. We've got the imbalance now acting as a support for this, but we haven't got a gap. Okay, so I want a gap between the body of the candle and this area of imbalance. Okay, so let's just whack that off for now. So once that, if that goes up, okay, and we get clear air and it starts to go up even further, then that's when we want to consider getting into a trade. So what have we got? We've got the wave up, we've got the green PSARs, we've got the green histogram, slightly weaker on the lighter, but the explosion line is moving away. On the moving average side, we've got the 5, the 13, 62, and the 13, and the 200 rather, all in a line. Okay, so that's looking good because they're all in order. We've got 38 seconds on this time frame, and if we're going to sort of go up a little bit, break away and give us some air, then we can consider this maybe for a potential buy. However, this is an area of resistance, and price is currently straddling. See how the wick is through the bottom of the imbalance. Okay, it's still straddling it, so it's still resistance. Right, that's 10 seconds. Let's see where we go. And what you can do, you can get yourself set up for a buy. You don't have to take a buy, but you can get yourself set up so you can get your numbers in order. Okay, so if we to go long on this, okay, there's a long. Okay, and we're going to bring our stop loss below the pivot. Okay, so that's fairly safe area. Okay, let's see what else we've got in terms of that. So we've got, yeah, that's okay. 9 pips is probably the maximum I'll do on this strategy, especially on the 2-minute time frame. Okay, 1 to 2, risk to reward 1 to 2. That's where we're going to. So have we got enough legs in it? Let's just hit and that, put that across there. Okay, so have we got enough in it? Well, where have we got? We looked at this a minute ago, didn't we? We've just got loads and loads of push downs, and the market needs to take out that imbalance. Okay, it needs to. There's no question. It will go back. It will go back to here at some point. Do we know when? No, We don't know when. Okay, if we knew when, then you know, I could go out and buy a brand new car. All right, but we don't know when, so we have to assess the charts and find out. And currently, it looks like, let me get this any bigger. That's better. Right, so currently we're in drawdown. If we're in this trade, the bottom of the imbalance, that's going to serve as a bit of a support. As you can see, it's just bouncing off. Okay, and also the pivot is support as well. So we'll see what happens. Okay, remember 1 to 2 ratio. You're going to make 2% or you're going to lose 1%. If you don't want to lose 1%, then work out your lot size and work out, you know, 0.5%. Well, let's leave that for a minute. See what it's going to do. Where are we now? GBP USD. Okay, GBP USD again, very similar to the previous one. It wants to go up. It wants to take out this imbalance, but currently we're coming down. So we're in a wave up. We've got the PSAR flip. We've got a nice bit of distance between the PSAR and the bottom of the candle. We've got we're in a wave, so the wave is quite long. It's quite a nice bit of distance on those candles there. We're definitely well above our trend line. Okay, and the Wadarata, if you look at that explosion line, big positive move away. Obviously it's starting to curl down a little bit, and we've also got the lighter green, so it's showing signs of weakness. Obviously it's just indicated by these red candles. Let's just see what's going to happen. So again, this area of the imbalance is going to serve as a bit of resistance, so price may well bounce back up, or it might just carry on through. So 40 seconds left on this time frame. And again, you've got previous highs here. Okay, so there's your previous highs on the actual body. Could go a little bit higher. So the higher high here is just below where it wicked to. See what's happened? We had resistance going down, and now we've got resistance going back up. Okay, so it's now these areas of imbalance are always good, significant areas, but we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen on that one. Right, Euro CAD. Euro CAD still bobbing around on this pivot line. Okay. Nothing really much happening. We're in a wave down. Okay, we've got the PSAR is flipped for green. Looks like it's going to be taken out in a second, and that PSAR will change to red. We've got red on the histogram, so just wait and see what's going to happen. Euro USD. We just looked at that one, haven't we? So it's still, or have we? Still messing around on this area of imbalance, offering resistance to the move to the upside. GB CAD. Yeah, so it will go up to the imbalance at some point, take it out, but currently it hasn't. Okay, so if you're in this, would have been stopped out. And again, quite a positive move to the downside. And it's saying what we're doing as well right now, I mean, this is GBP CAD. We're still reeling from the news. You know, things are still a little bit choppy and a bit up and down. Next news is 14:30, okay, which is about 35 minutes away. Where were we? Yeah. that's a GBP CAD. Yeah. So we're still on a wave up, but yeah. GBP USD. And again, with this strategy, if we're going to consider a sell, we want the price to come down to below the trend line, okay, and sell off. And you might look at this trade, or you might look at this this move here, this bullish move, and you might think, well, why didn't you just get in there? Because you could have got some pips. And this is the sort of thing I used to say when I was first starting trading. You know, I used to say to someone, well, you've missed out there. You've missed out on 39 pips. You must be a crap trader. Okay, and it was like, no, you don't really understand. It's you've got to follow the strategy, okay? Because if you get into a trade like this that isn't ready, or it doesn't form part of the strategy, or if you're around news, then you're just gambling. Okay, you're just gambling. It's like afterwards saying what you could have done. Okay, but at the time when prices are going up and down and messing around, and you think, crikey, what's going to happen? You just don't know. Okay, and again, this was just pure manipulation of the markets to get people out their stop losses before they took the price to the upside. And now price is starting to counteract. You know, it's starting to bounce off. Alright. So that was the 1 to 2, wasn't it, with the stop loss up here. Yeah, we'll just leave that. See what's going to happen. So Euro USD. Excuse me. So this imbalance now has been mitigated. It's been taken away, this imbalance, but I'll keep it on before during the session, because it was relevant at the start of the session. We've started to get a move to the upside, but we're just going to wait, because as I say, markets are still a little bit volatile after that news. We've got the engulfing candle. We're currently in a wave up. We've got the PSAR. The PSAR is still green. The Wadarata is showing us that we're still kind of in a sell trend, even though the green is starting to come up, but it's still in the dead zone. So even though we've got this nice big push, it's the Wadarata house keeping us out. Okay, look at the explosion line. It went up and out, and then it went across. It's kind of still, I would say, slightly on the upside. Okay, but we'll just hang fire for a bit. Pound US dollar. Yeah, nothing happening on that one. Euro US dollar. Yeah, it's the same look. GBP CAD and Euro CAD. Very similar looking. Yeah, I mean the thing is as well. One of the takeaways I could possibly give you is when the news kicks in, you know that the markets aren't going to react in the way that you expect them to, or the usual way. And also you've got to bear in mind that it's festive season, so everything's up in the air, everything's weird, and it's sometimes just better to be completely out of a trade if you don't really know what's going to happen. And the other thing is like, how do you feel about the trade? Okay, what are your instincts telling you? Okay, and I know we should eliminate emotion, so you know, feelings and emotion, but how do you actually feel? And sometimes that gut instinct will tell you all you need to know. But the only way you develop that gut instinct is by getting on the charts and being repetition every single day, getting on the charts, practicing, and you develop that subconscious. You just get to understand what's going to happen. And sometimes you can't really work it out, but sometimes subconsciously you're saying, nah, I'm not really sure about this. This doesn't look good. Okay. And you always want to listen to your subconscious in everything you do. So there's a PSAR flip. It's a strange looking flip, that. There it is. So the WAD art histogram showing us there's very little volume right now. We've had, you know, volume to the upside, as you can see here, but now we've got the PSAR flip. We're currently still in a wave up. Got the wave up here. We've got the 5, the 13, the 62, and the 200 moving average in order. And we've got imbalance of the downside, so we'll just have to bide our time, wait and see what's going to happen. But at some point price will shoot up and take out this imbalance, and there's still a lot of imbalance. I mean, this is still relevant, all this. It's just touched it there. That's where the imbalance was created. 15th, Friday the 15th of December. Right, we'll stay on a few more minutes. There's not really much happening. You can see here, look, this happened the other day where we were going into a trade and we didn't quite give it enough in terms of the stop loss. And you can see there, look, how it's just wicked us out by like a tiny amount. Okay, that's what you don't want. Okay, and always look at managing your account first, but always look at good areas of stop loss. Okay, and again, this was way above the pivot. Ideally you'd want your stop loss up there, but then that's too many pips. Okay, so we're 8.7 now, so 13.7, okay, to this engulfing candle above this line, and the actual indicator puts these lines on for us. Okay, so it tells us, you know, this is a good position for your stop loss. But then what you've got to do, you've got to bring all this all the way down and go, okay, where is 1 to 2? There's 1 to 2 there. It's a big old move, particularly when you've got the 200 moving average sat in the way and the imbalance in the way as well. So that's kind of why I didn't really like that. Oh, we're 8.7. What's happened there? It's just disappeared. Well, I don't know what's happened there. Let's put a long on, see if that'll work. Yeah. Well, I just pressed. Well, what's happened there? It just disappeared. Have we got any others on there? No, look, the other one's disappeared as well. That must be a glitch in TradingView. Strange. Right, okay, so we've been on 54 minutes. There's nothing really much happening. So what I would say is if you're looking at any potential trades, put alerts on. Okay, when a price goes into consolidation, for example, okay, what you can do, you can go and put your, where are we? Is that it? Parallel channel? Oh, nothing's working. Oh, I don't know what's happening now. Okay, I'm gonna have to see if I can put a trend line on. No, I can't put a trend line either. Vertical line. No. Oh well, you'll just have to improvise. So just put alerts on, like I showed you before. Just put alerts on different areas, and you know, if you've got a box around here where it's consolidating, put an alert on the box when the price comes out of the box, and it sends an alert to your phone or your email, and do that. So you're not looking at the charts all day, kind of searching for trades, and particularly on days like this where it is pretty much season, festive season, and nothing really much happening. Then just set an alert, and if the alert goes off, you can come back, have a look, reassess, and see what you're going to do from there. Yeah. Was that put it on now? Let's put it on now, isn't it? No, still weird. No, it won't put it on. Alright, not to worry. We're nearly finished anyway. So there you go. So let's have a quick look. So the Euro CAD, okay, still in this area of imbalance, or it's just come out the imbalance. It's now hovering around the resistance area of the pivot. Nothing really much happening. We've still got the sells on the WADR. We're still in a wave down, so it tells us it wants to move down, but it's not really doing much. Nothing really much of any value there. I'm pretty sure that this, has my imbalance gone as well? I'm pretty sure this price wants to go up, okay, and it may well go up and touch that pivot, okay, but again, there's a lot of different areas. It's currently at resistance area with this area of interest, then it'll go to this area, do the same, this area will do the same, okay, and it could well go up to the pivot, but any line that you've got, the price will either bounce or break, okay, so you've got to look at that. GBP CAD, we're currently again at this area here, which is an area of interest. We've got the pivot line, we've got the bottom of the imbalance, and I could say I thought that price might get up to here and then take out the imbalance, but we're still straddling the line. Look, we haven't got any clear air, we're still straddling the line with that wick, and what we want is clear air to then take us up and take out all this imbalance. This will be a big move, okay. And again, it's what I would probably do is if you could put a horizontal ray, okay, if my alerts would work, over there, and then put an alert on the horizontal ray, and that will give you an alert as to when that price might be in the right position to go and take the buy. Again, there's a lot of different moving parts down here, lots of congestion for the price to go down, so the chances are that there's more of an opportunity to take this for a buy than there are for sells. Okay, GU, same situation with that. Okay, you got clear air on the way up. Again, look to the left, have a look at those areas of interest, but certainly on the way down there's a lot of congestion as the previous one, so just keep doing that and keep monitoring. Anyway, hope that's helped. A little bit of a weird day today, but we are, festive season, and it's we've had lots of high impact news. Anyway, if you got some value from that, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, then please hit the subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate that. And if you've got any questions at all, just reach out to me with any questions that you've got. You can text me, or you can send me an email. Whatever you do, put a comment below. That's always good for the algorithm on this channel. And we'll talk soon. All right, bye for now.